Hello, Bogdan and Anna. Welcome to this unstructured interview. First of all, I would like to acknowledge our audience that Anna and Bogdan provide intense, constant program regarding business world and choosing the appropriate niche or the appropriate position in order to develop your business or your financial issues. So welcome again, Bogdan and Anna. How are you doing?
Thank you.
That's great. The first question that I would like to address is I would like to know you better regarding your educational background. Could you please tell us about what qualification you gained and also about your professional experience? We start with Bogdan first.
Well, okay.
Okay, so hi, my name is Bogdan Mazewski. I live in Canada. I've been teaching mathematics for over 3 decades. I've been tutoring for over 27 years, tutoring math, and I love what I do now. My mission is to help teachers to start their online journey, to become a tutor, to either improve their business if they already have started, or to help them to start in their business. And over the years, we have combined experience with Hannah and myself, which adds up to over 50 years of different teaching experiences that actually help you when you start your online business to bridge the gap so you can get yourself right on the right path without making mistakes what we have to endure in our past sort of journey. We have learned from our mentors, coaches, and took trainings in professional development, setting up online business, and that knowledge we are passing on to you guys. Hopefully you will learn from us, and that will help you, serve you to build your online tutoring business.
That's great. What's your part? What's about your part, Anna?
Well, I'm originally Polish, just like Bogdan. I live in the UK. I've lived here most of my life now. I'm an EFL tutor. I've been teaching for 25 years. I've trained teachers when I lived in Bahrain because I had my own provision there in a training institute. And I also did life coaching courses that has kind of given me an insight and a way of talking to people to find out what is their inner calling for them. And I think that was the last year when it kind of dawned on me that it would be best way to serve is like combining my EFL experience with my life coaching knowledge and start working with online teachers to help them kind of find their passion when they're teaching, and also be more successful when they come online. I did work for a Chinese online company, and although it's very easy and flexible and the materials are given, but you are really at their mercy. So I decided that it's time that teachers need to start being more in control of who and what they teach and how much they charge. And if they've got some unique skills, let them share it with the world. And one way of doing this is finding a niche program. So during one of the webinars I did, I met Bogdan, and we decided to work together. And now we created a series of programs that we want our teachers to experience, so we can take them on the journey of becoming entrepreneurs and ease the pains of becoming their own business owners. So it's a combination of everything that we know about the teaching itself and now running a business. So with Bogdan, I think we complement each other in terms of our skills and knowledge. And my background is languages, so I work. I've got lots of experience with people who are language teachers, and Bogdan is a subject teacher. So as a combination, I think it helps us have an overall expertise in the field of helping any kind of educator who would like to transition into online arena and create a sustainable online business.
That's a flourish
Yes,
idea.
absolutely.
So the second question, as far as niche is concerned, niche is a British pronunciation, UK, niche is, and niche is an American, right? So as far as niche is concerned, we would like Bogdan to give us a practical definition about the word niche, because most of students, or especially non-native speakers, they do not know about niche. Please just do not give us connotation definition, just give us a practical realization or practical definition of the preceding concepts.
Absolutely, it's a great question. For example, I teach math. So if you want to become an online teacher, you would think, okay, I'm going to describe myself as a math teacher helping in math. And there's thousands of online teachers doing that thing. But when parent is looking for a problem with their child, let's say they have problems with solving and manipulating fractions, right? And when a parent see math teacher here, math teacher, they're like, but who's going to help my child? How do I choose person A versus B or C? For example, when I describe myself, instead of math teacher, I say, I help students solve fractions so that they can grow their confidence level and pass every test with flying colors. All of a sudden, I'm talking to a specific group. Out of all those parents who have children in school, I'm talking now to the specific group of those parents who may be grade 7, 8, or 6, depending on the country, and they are starting working with fractions, and I want to zoom on that particular group to help them to solve that specific problem. So niche is very important. It is counterintuitive. Initially, we think that if I have a niche that I narrow my possibilities, my options, but in fact, you become a specialist so that people are looking for you more than you're looking for them, because you have a specific formula developed, strategy that helps your clients to solve the problem. And
exactly.
That's what.
So I'm going to
we see the
rephrase
need.
so that we can understand, give an in-depth explanation with clarity about this concept. So what Bogdan has explained is that niche is the one that person preference according to his needs. So he's going to choose a suitable position, a suitable job based on his own preference, right, Bogdan? So
absolutely, because you can actually think what problems you can solve for people who are looking for a solution for that problem. So this is like a dot, and in simple terms, we can say it, out of all the oceans filled with water, you just pick one little dot, right? This is the focus of your activity online. This is the focus on solving problems for that group of people that you want to help with. Instead of broadening your spectrum and trying to help anybody and every person in the world, it's impossible. So that you have to focus on something that you're good at, that you love doing, and that really, you wake up in the morning excited because you will be able to solve that particular problem for the person that you want to serve.
I totally agree with
Indeed,
that.
it's like,
Yes, please.
so instead of fish in the ocean, you fish in the lake.
All right. So coming back to you, Anna, with regard to Bogdan's definition regarding the word niche, If we have a fresh graduate student who is willing to get involved in the professional life, professional environments, what kind of advice you would like to recommend? I mean, what kind of criteria that person should choose? Is it about higher income? Is it about your passion or your own, what you are specialized or you're capable of? What kind of characteristics or criteria that you would like to recommend when we address the word niche?
Well, niche is really about getting in touch with your passion, with what your skills you have to share with the world. And if you have got the skills that are unique in comparison to other people, then you obviously can charge extra for that, because I tend to give this analogy of a GP and a heart specialist. If you are a GP, you're a general practitioner who sees all the patients, but when the problem gets a bit more serious, you need a specialist to see, right? So your GP refers you to a heart specialist or an eye specialist or whatever that is the issue that you are having, because their knowledge and expertise is not at that level. They are not up to date with everything that is in the air, in the field to explore. So when you become a specialist in any particular language area or subject area, it means you've got innovative ways of addressing that and help the problem to be solved in the shortest possible time. So, and that's the reason why it gives you this the advantage of charging extra, because you're becoming a specialist. I mean, anywhere you go, if you're a specialist, you're getting paid extra money for that, don't you? Because it's like a reward for your uniqueness. Does that address your question?
Yeah, partially, but let me rephrase it very simply. So let us pretend that I am a graduate student, right? I'm a new, fresh graduate student. I want to be employed, but I don't know. And you are an expert, HR or any specialist, hiring specialist, and you look at my specialty. What kind of criteria, what kind of recommendation that you would like to offer for me in order to choose the suitable position?
I would look at your experience, whether it's related to your subject or not. And if you look at your experience as a teacher or anybody really, look at your life in general and see which areas of that life you are able to help somebody resolve an issue. If that's something that it was you had enough knowledge and skills to do that, and you feel passionate about it, because I'm going to come back to the concept of feeling passionate, because we need to start doing things that are in our hearts, not in our heads, because it's bringing us money. It's all about what we feel. We came here to, it's our purpose, okay? So we're looking at identifying your life purpose in here. So I would advise anyone who is starting out in any kind of area, I would like you to get in touch with your heart and see what brings me joy. When I wake up in the morning, what do I want to go and do? Don't think about what society expects you to do or any other. It's you, because at the end of the day, you are the one who needs to be, who will be doing that job. So it's all about, again, getting in touch with your inner self. If that's a concept new for people, it's just silencing yourself and feeling all the things that you had some sort of interest in. And when you think about it, it brings you joy, because joy is something that we need to really start thinking about. Because if you are joyous, you're obviously going to give more to other people in life, so they will learn faster and quicker. So it's all about, again, getting in touch and relying on your own inner guidance. So you can make a list of the things that you have skills that you would be able to help with. your qualifications if you've got, and then look at it individually and start feeling, not thinking, feeling about it. And then you're going to arrive to the place where you're going to feel this is where I need to be, helping people resolving their issues, or I will be most suitable person to serve my purpose, really. Does that answer your question? Because I think that's not many people hear perspective. It's always about you need to have this qualification and that one. It's not really about that, because I see so many people nowadays doing qualifications because somebody told them it's gonna give them money, but it's not. It partially yes, but if you don't feel that this is what you want to do, I'm gonna stress you want to do, you're not going to enjoy it, and it's not gonna bring you that pleasure of carrying out that job.
That's logic.
On that note, yes.
Yes,
If I may,
yes.
yes. On that note, I would like to share North American statistics. For example, 75% of graduates from different schools with degrees don't work in their profession. So they cannot really find job and align with their profession. 25% landed their jobs. And interestingly enough, 50% of that 25 actually are not satisfied with what they do, because I guess they were pressed by by parents, by society, that they should go and do the following. Yes, that's the following school. And sometimes they are not aligned with what Hannah is referring to. What is their passion? Like a lot of people would love to do something else. They say, this is my hobby, but their job is doing something else, because there is discrepancy. And I would just say if you just young person, just follow your heart, follow what you really want to do. And then you want to learn skills that are needed for you to get better at what you're starting.
Yes, when I worked at the university in Bahrain, I was mentoring my students over there. I said, I used to ask them, why are you actually doing accountancies? But well, my parents told me so, because it's going to be a good job. I can work in the government, have a secure job. And that's a culture in the Arab world, that you follow what your parents tell you. Even in people, that parents tell you to do this and that. But are they going to do that job? Are they going to sit 8 hours a day doing that job? No, they're not. You need to go and do it with pleasure. So you choose what you want to choose. Even my own kids, I say to them, I am not getting involved in your education, where you want to go. You're going to be doing this. I don't care whether you've got professional qualifications or not. As long as you enjoy what you're doing, that's the main thing. Because I am not going to go into the job doing it for you. You are the one who will be sitting behind the desk or doing whatever, and you need to endure it. So you make sure that it's a pleasurable, a joyful experience, rather than a torture and thinking, oh, when is looking at the clock and thinking how many hours till 5 o'clock? Because that's a lot of people actually feel like this. They feel trapped in this 9 to 5 job, that they don't even feel it's enjoyable. So that's why we so strongly encourage people to become their own bosses. And I'm not going to say to you it's an easy journey, but if you want it, and if you join a community of people who are like-minded, who will support you on the journey, who will give you some guidance and motivate you to reach that end goal, you're going to be reaching that so much faster, because you will not feel alone. Because in many times, the people around you will be the ones discouraging you from doing that, because they'll be saying, oh, you don't have a secure job, you're working for yourself, and when is your next client coming? If you've got these kind of people in your environment, don't talk to them about your plans. Just leave them aside and just focus on the people who will help you achieving your own goal, because that's the end of the day, it's where you want to be. And I wanted to just mention that all those companies that you want to work for, at one stage, they were just one individual somewhere having an idea and a concept and bringing it to life, and then building it from one person to higher up. So instead of So think about it, that you might be one of these people yourself. Like Stephen Jobs, right? Look at him. He was in the garage creating that software, and now look how huge the company has become. It's the #1 name in the world when it comes to software and laptops and phones. So you can be that person yourself. Imagine that it is all attainable and it's all within your reach. All you need to do is feel it, follow your passion, follow your vision, and get the guidance. That's all it's needed.
I presume that Bogdan see eye to eye with you with your own point. Me too, as well. Bogdan, I will need to make an exception. If I say I would like to be a teacher or something, any kind of profession, because it is my own preference and I love it, I adore it. But that profession does not fulfill my financial needs. Do you recommend that person to go for it or just forget about it?
Well, I always would propose that you should have more than one income stream in your life. No matter whether you're full-time employed and you do have a professional life, if you just rely on one income, that's a very, very difficult spot to be in, because you are limited to what that income provides. So, for example, in my personal case, I always have several streams of income. I teach full-time. I love what I do. I love my school, the students, the environment. It's awesome. But I also wanted to do something more. So I provide, so I provide tutorial services. I did real estate rental income, and now I'm teaching teachers together with Hannah to start their own business. So multiple streams of income is the foundation of your sort of well-being, because that will help you to live life a little bit better, to grow to your full potentials, so that you can actually do both if you choose, or you can do just pure businesses. Start with one, let it run, set up so that it goes to the level that you anticipated, and then you can create a new stream. But you have to start with something. Start with something, build on it, and then make a decision. Make a decision based on your passion, on your interest, how you're going to position yourself, whether you're going to work with people who can help you, or you want to do it on yourself, by yourself. If you do it by yourself, it's hard, then you give up very easy, because that's how it is. If you have a proper support, like-minded people, your coaches, trainers, then your life can actually be in a very different direction, because you have people who can help you to build upon what you want to achieve.
So the essential thing about, sorry, yes, carry on.
I was just going to say that it is usually, like Bogdan was saying, advisable when you're starting out as a solopreneur, have something else available. So if you are looking to become solo teacher, freelancer, also you can join a marketplace platforms and start getting experience and income from there, and then gradually move away to be entrepreneur. Or you can, if you are very strong in what you're doing and passionate about marketing yourself, then there is nothing to stop you from being a full-time freelancer yourself. There's nothing to stop you from being that. It's just you need to be aware that might be times when you're not going to have enough students, so you just need to kind of put your income aside, so you've got this, like, you know, money always available to pay your bills, basically. Because in many countries, I know it's not always possible to have a full-time job because of the restrictions and age and whatever. So when I lived in Bahrain, many people relied on the jobs from the government or companies. So it is not always easy to find those jobs. So this is when you would actually go in full time and work as an entrepreneur rather than being unemployed, sitting at home and feeling sorry for yourself.
So obviously, as an English teacher, you should have, if you desire, if you love that job, teaching English, for instance, you should have a substitute income or alternate income that help you to resolve your financial issues, right? Regarding considering the online learning, we know that it is the best solution in order to make learning continuously provided, especially for our learners, right? Online learning, I need you please to tell us about the resources that you need to have, the qualities of online tutor, and how to acquire motivation or how to provide motivational courses. And we know that in the traditional classroom or blended classroom, we can provide motivational, we can make our lesson creative and have a good atmosphere. But when we teach via internet, via any kind of sources, we have to sustain student motivation as well. So, Anna, according to you, how to make our students motivation when we use online resources?
Well, make them relevant to their background, first of all, because if it is related to what their interests are, then it's going to make them more interested in what they're learning. So that's why when we teach the niche teaching, then you actually already talking to people who are from one background. So we know that already are highly motivated in achieving that goal. So I'm only going to speak about the relationship in motivation in terms of the niche program to what we do, because that's more relevant. And I feel that when people are coming to you because they have a problem that they need solving, they are already motivated enough to get that solved. So let's say they've got a job interview coming up and they need to learn the interview skills. They're applying for jobs, so they need to have their CV checked, or again look at how to perform the best in the interview. If they're looking to build a business in a specific country, but they've got pronunciation issues, so that kind of impedes them with being understood, then they will be looking for a coach to help them with the pronunciation. So the motivation is already there because they know that this is their problem and they need the solving in order for them to progress into the next step in their life. So if the motivation is there, they will actually be the ones who are going to become your clients. You cannot, as an online teacher, to force somebody, because if the need isn't as strong as it is in a way that is keeping them awake at night, then they're not ready to purchase your service, no matter what you do. If they still think that they can do it themselves, you're not going to help them. No matter what you're going to say, it's not going to resonate with them. So it's all about the need in the client to resolve the issue that they have. And that's why we talk about niche teaching, because we already have clients who are motivated to improve the skills, the knowledge, and whatever there is in their lives that they need solving. And that's why then they become successful learners, because they're learning because they want to. When it comes to others, it's all about, again, what materials you're going to use, how interactive your lessons are. So it's all about implementing different strategies to create an environment that is assisting the learning and also motivating them. So it's using, like I said, visuals, audio, something that is in trend for teenagers, for example. So that kind of stuff you need to probably look into and be, as we say, be with it. So look into, talk to the best way to do it is talk to the clients. They talk to the client range, age range that you are going to deal with, and ask them what they're interested in. And once you know, you can then create your materials that are relevant to what they're interested in, and at the same time learning the language, for example. I know for this subject matters is, again, because we're talking to the parents, so it's not always motivating well, in it to start to purchase your service, but when you're talking to the client, to the kids, it's all about, again, make it relevant, make it fun, and giving them the responsibility and ownership of the learning journey. Would you agree with me, Bogdan?
Exactly.
Yes. I would add.
Bogdan, yes.
If I may jump in, there's a difference between captive environment like we have in school, where you teach, you try to make it interesting as much as possible, but there are students who are already beyond what you are teaching right now, for example, in math. So they're not interested because they know this stuff. And there are students, however hard you try the lesson to be, there are students that are below that. So they disengage because you're not at their level. Whereas you teach online, you have a different form of relationship. Number one, there's a motivation from the person because they want you to help them with their problem. So they pay attention. And in generally, people don't learn well from a person that they don't like. That's just the way it is, right? So when they get to like you, because you will be show that you're interested in them, in the person, they are more connected, because we are human, so we connect on emotional level. If you design a session so that you show that you care about the person that you teach, then that person is looking for your next session. They are excited for you to come back. So that's the advice I would give to beginning online teachers, or maybe teachers who have been doing things online and they have found that students, they don't pay attention. So let's not be like the robot teacher that say, I'm going to teach you today how to add numbers. Nobody cares about that, right? You would have to say, hey, how's it going? So what is that you're interested in? And then you build the relationship and you start smuggling the mathematical skills that you want to teach them, and you would be surprised how well they progress. If you show them that they can progress and get results, they're going to love you for that. So that's very important.
What about the qualities in order to ensure the learning efficiency to our learners? What are the qualities that online teacher should have? Anna.
Well, they need to be innovative, funny, engaging, approachable. Okay, so it's being able to build a rapport and not. It's really about listening and listening to your clients, listening to their needs, and responding to it appropriately. So it's really being a people's person, if you know what I mean by a concept. So it's being open to helping and not just showing that I've got 3 different titles behind my name and I'm going to be teaching you this in this manner. That's not how it works. Maybe in some cultures that's how it works, because then you've got the patriarchy thingy that people look up to you because you've got qualifications, a PhD and whatnot. At times it doesn't really matter. It matters is how you deal with the people, whether they whether you like them, whether you strike that rapport with them. Because if you do, then you are the winner, because they will come to you, they will send you other people, referrals, etc. So it's all about
What about skills?
enjoying your
skills and competencies for online tutor.
Like I said, it's all about knowing that what. Give me an example of a skill that you're looking at.
For example, let's say in a traditional classroom, a teacher who wants to teach the English subject should have a complete knowledge about it regarding grammar, syntax, etc. This is just in the traditional. But when we address online tutor, we need to address something familiar that use frequently, right? I'm not going to address.
Well, like I said, it's about being, well, obviously the subject knowledge comes without saying, but there's other skills that we need to look at, which is, I was saying, being fun, looking at various ways of showing the material, presenting it. So using different sources, so videos, audios, just having some fun games and being more interactive. All these things come into the motivational side of it, and not staying in one place, just moving forward with all the, and keeping up to date with all the innovations in learning. So not being stuck in the 70s, being in the 21st century, basically, with the technology, because it's really all about how you can use technology nowadays and what you can do with it. Because,
this is the kind of skill I was looking for. That's what I needed.
Because with Zoom and everything else, you can create polls, you can create quizzes. It's all can be done interactively through that. So it's all part of that. It's really learning what technologies out there for you to implement in your online classroom. Really, if you're already working on a platform that has these kind of things, that's great. But if you're using Zoom, try to buy MoneyCam or something that you can show different visuals. Try to use video clips, etc. So it's all about implementing stuff that you would still be able to use in the normal classroom, but that now you need to adjust it and use it in your online class as well.
Exactly. So the final question will be addressed to Bogdan. Online learning sometimes is struggling positions, mainly when looking for prospect students. So you are responsible now in this interview to give us ways, creative ways or tricks or something that would be successful to gain much, how we can say, not much, but you can advertise for your own good in order to attract prospect students. How would you do that? Sorry.
So it goes back to our original statement. Have you defined your niche, right? Do you know who your group is supposed to be that you should focus on? So we see a lot of and I use an example of physics or math teachers. A lot of online teachers, they just post their qualification. They have a long list of qualification, and they say, I can teach from grade 1 to university level math, please hire me. And that doesn't work because there's so many, the same kind of messages, thousands or millions, I would say nowadays online, where people say the same thing, that they have qualification and they can do things. And there is a point that they have to hit the wall because nobody's listening to that kind of messages. You have to focus on narrow market. So find person or parents, whether this is an adult student, so that's a person, parents who have children that you want to teach, and show them what is it that you are offering So your offer is, for example, teaching algebra skills to IB program for students in grade 10 level, right? So that they can pass the final evaluation exam with flying colors. So that is my focus already. And now I have to find where those people hang out on social media. So I have to look, instead of looking for tutors groups and posting my messages that I teach the grade 10 IB students program, I should find out where my parents are. Are they maybe part of an association of parents? Maybe in your area, there are parents that are looking for help for their kids who take the program. So you have them you have to have them locally, right? You can have them in different parts of the globe, it doesn't matter, but you find them online where they live. Then you find them, what do they do? What is their interest? So you have to start engaging with parents who have children that you want to teach so that they start to know you. You have to have your lead magnet. We teach in our courses, in our membership programs, exactly in depth what to do, how to do it, but you create lead magnet, something that you offer for free, so that engages conversation. You start capturing their information, name and email, so that you can produce sequences of emails communicating with parents, that getting to know you, and then you start seeing the traction. If you just start with spending money on ads randomly, then you have no idea what really is your research market, what validates your proposition. You're just randomly at mercy of some advertising companies, and then you learn quickly that you're spending so much money on ads, no results. We teach people how to do it organically because there's so much potential there, and then you learn in the process. Once you learn and you have your system lined up, then when you will get yourself to the very next level, you would spend money on ads because you know what would work, what would not. So niching, figuring out who is your target, and then going after that target. So don't hang out in the wrong group, because in teachers groups, it's an excellent place to learn from each other, to support each other. But to find your client, you have to figure out where is your niche market located on social media or locally. And then you have to tap into that group of people and engage conversing with them. Don't say that I can do everything because I'm a master of my domain. Ask what they want, what is their problem, what their needs are, so that you can come in and help them.
Indeed.
Thank you.
So that's why
Yes, please.
I was just going to say that that's why it's so important when you identify your niche, because then you've got keywords that you can use to search for those groups on Facebook. Because once you've got a niche that's defined, you tap in the Facebook search tab your keywords, and the groups will pop up for you to choose from, where you can go in and start engaging with your clients, okay? Because it is not about, oh, I'm gonna post my ad. It's not about that. You need to engage with your clients. You need to go and see what they're talking about, see whether you can offer some solutions without promoting yourself. It's all about getting to know you. Remember, the 3 things before they buy from you. They need to get to know you, like you, trust you, and then they will buy you. So when you start posting in those groups, engage with the parents or the clients, they will get to know you. And then once you've been there for a while, then you can start posting your offers. So always, I mean, you can always put a call to action, like if you'd like to learn some more something, but in an appropriate way. Don't just offer a solution and bang in with the oh, this is my email address if you want to know more. No, just end your comment with on a note as a question, so it engages in that you were expecting an answer.
Give us an example, please.
So it's like I always say to my when I post on the online teachers group when they're looking for a job, I say, have you ever considered being a freelance online freelancer? and I put a question mark, and that's it. And if they say yes, I said, okay, so have you started with identifying a niche? Do you know what it is? If you don't know what it is, here's a short video to show
Very
you what
good.
it is.
Excellent, superb.
If you resonate with that, please get in touch. And this is what I say.
Yeah, tremendous.
Absolutely.
That's a tremendous idea. Actually, I did not thought about it when I advertise for myself. I am etc. My names. I am specialized in that field, and I have that much of experience, and that's it. I was doing that, but this is a good idea. Is letting question mark and advertise. We can say implicitly, indirectly, just to attract your prospective students. We come to an end. I would like to appreciate your time, your efforts, and thank you for sharing your valuable information regarding niche, online resources, teaching, and how to build our business world. Thank you very much, and see you, why not, for another schedule. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.